Thanks for joining us on Crime Watch. I'm Ivy Kano. We are staying with the cases of rape and other sexual offenses against women and young girls which have continued to dominate the headlines in the last week. Interest groups, including law enforcement, civil society, and the presidency have ramped up support for the police as it apprehended suspects and puts measures in place to address this. In a nutshell, a state of emergency has been declared and all hands on deck to stem the number of attacks across the country on a near daily basis. The hashtags Justice for Owa, No to Rape, End It Now have unified many Nigerians. They have re-registered their anger in organized protest demanding justice for any woman or girl who had been violated sexually. Some have played devil's advocate in warning young ladies to err on the side of caution in dressing smart without leaving anything to chance. Many disagree and argue that dressing should not be a reason to violate a woman sexually. Our first story is about another woman who says she was raped by her pastor. The question that many may want to ask is, are our religious worship places a breeding ground for sex predators and perpetrators of heinous crimes? Nigerians are still grappling with the vicious attack on Owaila Omozua at a church in Benin, the Edo State capital, and yet another incident occurred, this time in Delta State, where a popular pastor known as Bishop Elijah, who is based in Warri, is being accused of rape. This is what we know. The victim is 19 years old. Her mother brought her to the church Victorious Revival Fasting and Prayer Ministry for Deliverance. It is her account that she was drugged and raped. We have expunged some parts of her narrative because of the crude details.
That's a special miracle. Now God say, okay, I can't go naked. See, I use my arm, make it touch my womb. See if it touch my womb, I call that say pass out, don't know what happen again. But I say, don't say, only remember, I say, turn your back. See, I turn my back, I say, turn back. And I remember, I say, don't get up, say, they'll come. I say, get up, say, come.
According to what she said, that the pastors had a dream that death is moving in their house. You understand me? Death is moving around the house. That for peace to reign, let her go and bring that daughter by name Miracle for prayers and for deliverance. So I think the woman brought the lady to the church and to the pastor. And I think what really happened, the pastor drugged that lady and raped her. Because I personally took the lady to the hospital and she was in coma for 2 days.
The man of God is protesting his innocence. He said the accuser was not raped by him.
Not rape her. She came to church on that faithful day on the 20th of May. The mother brought her to the church for deliverance. And I prayed for her in front of altar, present of 3 people. So immediately after the prayer, at about, he left the church to 12. He came back 5 o'clock with policemen and crowd. Pointing finger at me, and other people pointing finger at me, this is the rapist, this is the rapist. Even I did not rape her.
On the 20th of May 2020 is condemnable in all ramifications. And we are ready to follow the matter to its logical conclusion.
This is a story that is developing and has raised concerns about pastors who have crossed the line in the course of interacting with female congregants. Now to Ibadan, where yet another young lady, Barakat Bello, who was gang raped and killed. This sparked off another outrage with demands that rapists be castrated. Barakat didn't live to tell her story, but this is what we pieced together after the news broke.
It's a sorrowful mood at the residence of Barakat Bello, a first-year student of the Federal College of Animal Health and Production Technology in Ibadan. She was not just raped, but macheted and left to die a most painful death. Our relatives are yet to come to terms with why anyone would take the life of their innocent daughter. A 9-year-old boy was the first to discover the lifeless body of Barakat.
I saw my sister. They used cutlass to cut him in his head, and so I used my hand I use my hand to touch them. I said that let us be running go. My auntie don't understand me. My auntie have died.
This bizarre incident is strange to residents of Oloro town of Akinyele local government. Barakat's father simply wants justice for his lost daughter.
Barakat nìkan ló wà nílé. Ìgbà tábúrò ẹ̀ wá àbúrò ẹ̀ lọ sílé kí ó. Ìgbà tábúrò ẹ̀ wá dé tó wọlé. Ó wá wọlé tó bá ó ṣílẹ̀kùn wọlé kò rá àǹtí ẹ̀ wá pa àǹtí mi àti mi wá lọ sẹ́yìn kùlé. Ó wá rí àǹtí ẹ̀. Ó wá ní àǹtí mi dìde ìgbà tí ó wá dìde ló wá pariwo.
Another relative to the deceased is not pleased with the way security agencies have handled investigation. It demands that the police get to the root of the matter.
I want the government to help us to assist us to find the culprit who murdered my sister and raped her to death. I saw a blood stain on the floor, and it was reported that she went to fetch water to take her bath. So maybe they came here to rob her father. So some motor parts are parked inside the house, so they have parked everything. Go on. Maybe when she came in and met them, they have seen that, or maybe she can identify them. So that's the essence, and she was dragged back to the backyard, raped her, and killed her.
When we come back, the family of Owaila Omozua have received a number of death threats from unknown persons. The case file and investigation have also been moved to Abuja, where the first CID has been mandated to unravel the crime. No information is available as to any leads beyond the suspects being arrested. Welcome back. We are staying with the Owaila Mozua's killing in Edo State and the latest developments. Her family have been on the receiving end of death threats from unidentified persons. But in this age of technology, the police are likely to close in sooner than later. Owaila's father says he isn't bucking under the fear of being threatened. He has asked the police to apprehend the killers of his daughter and to provide members of his family security. The Edo State Police Command has assured the Omozua's family that they will be protected.
I was sitting with my friend. We were allowed to 5 people sitting outside here. A sympathizer. My friend received a call. Mr. Ehama is the name. He said, warn your friend for his utterances. I'm calling on the Commissioner of Police, the AIG Zone 5, the IG, the President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, that they should come to my rescue.
I work with my friend, Mr. Johnson Omozua, that lost his daughter. Suddenly, my phone rang at about 9. I quickly rushed down to go and receive the call. Suddenly, somebody just started threatening that I should warn my friend that I'm with. Warn him.
Talking about the issue of late Miss Vera Owaila Omozua, the command has successfully transferred the case to First CID, Abuja, and as we speak, investigation continues. But since it's pertaining to life and property, I'll protest the information to the Commissioner of Police Edo State.
Many are hoping that the trail of this investigation will not go cold. I spoke with a security consultant and asked him what the police should be doing at this time to protect a family already grieving the death of a daughter.
The police should do, because we've received information that the family are being threatened. The police are supposed to register what we call an absent presence in the families, in the Owa's family. Registering an absent presence simply means that they should put the family on the surveillance. Deploy 1 or 2 surveillance security operatives, police operatives that could give the family a form of protection, a kind of overt protection, so that people will not understand that they are being protected. Because the essence is for those guys to ensure that the family does not make more noise, so that the case will certainly die down. I think they're making a big mistake because the Nigerian police have tracked high-profile cases such like this of UWA, and I believe for them to track the victims of this UWA in the next 1 or 2 months, definitely those guys will be arrested. And once they are arrested, I think they should be brought to justice. But for now, the family of UWA should also watch their back. They should know the time they go out and the time they come in. They should not walk alone. They should tell their neighbor or their friends where they are going to. If need be, the nearest police stations, the DP of the nearest police station should give them an escort services each time they want to go out, pending when this matter will be resolved, because it's a situation that the Nigerian state needs to all come together and fight. I think the reason why these few days we'll be hearing a lot of reports about rape is because there hasn't been more of prosecution of people who commit such acts. You know, when it comes to punishment, punishment is very essential. You know, when we talk about punishment, we have what we call specific deterrence and general deterrence. Those are the two benefits of punishment. Specific deterrence in the sense that it's going to stop the actor, you know, for committing such offense again. And the punishment meted to that actor is going to send a kind of general warning, which is called general deterrence to the public. Now, what are the general deterrence the public has been receiving in respect of rape? I don't think I've perceived any one yet, because if, for example, we have 15 years imprisonment, life imprisonment, death by hanging, a kind of stiff punishment against this, our ladies that suffers this assault and brutality, I think the cases of rape will be mitigated, because we must understand something. As life goes on, psychology of life, crime can never be eradicated. It can only be mitigated. So how do we mitigate it to the barest minimum? Punishment is very important and very essential. And then to our ladies, I think they should learn not to walk alone, because in a family security chain, apart from the children, women are the most vulnerable. Now, if women are the most vulnerable, what do they do to protect themselves? And that is why sometimes it's good for our ladies to also move around with personal protective equipment. I think the federal government or the Nigerian state should look at introducing some self-defense equipment for our ladies, pepper spray, you know, a kind of stunt gun that they can be able to use to defend themselves in the case of danger. You know, in applying such kind of weapon, you need to have what we call animal boldness, you know, when you are faced between life and death. So now, coming back to our ladies, you know, like the recent incident that happened, a 55-year-old woman being lured by a 38-year-old man on Facebook, and they were killed by 3 brothers. I think that was a very wrong path by the lady, because you don't trust a stranger. We must learn there's what we call stranger danger. Every stranger must be perceived a dangerous person. When you perceive every stranger as a dangerous person, you'll be able to put in your security mechanism and applications in place to defend yourself from any unwanted assault or aggression.
Back in Lagos, 2 policemen who allegedly killed a 17-year-old girl, Tina Ezekwe, 2 weeks ago, are yet to be arraigned before the court. According to the Lagos State Police Command, internal preliminary investigations are still ongoing at a time where Black Lives Matter protests have polarized America, and extrajudicial killings by police officers has become a subject of intense debates aimed at sweeping reforms. Many question how safe we are when trigger-happy policemen unleash mayhem. Outrage have overtaken the social media, with Nigerians demanding for justice and creating the hashtag Justice for Tina. Tina's family is seeking justice. We are here to meet with the family of Tina Ezekwe, the 17-year-old girl who was shot by the police on 26th and lost the battle on 28th. We want to meet with the mom and the family members and see how they are coping with her death. Her mother and brother say they will never be the same, as the world appeared to have come to an end with her demise.
He will come. If I say do like this, Tina will do it for me. Tina, everything na Tina. So when Tina don't die now, I don't see anybody to do all that thing again for me. I want to make government, make them help me punish the man and make them help me.
This is a murder case, so I'm not expecting the man should just go scot-free just because he's the police. So I want the government to come out there to stand for us, and I just want justice about it.
Her uncle revealed that it appears the police officer who shot Tina was bearing a grudge against the family as he had always intimidated Tina's mother.
The ASP give mother of Tina warning whenever he comes around, pointing touch at her that she should close quickly and go, or else. So people was wondering, sometimes he will go to her market and kick her market off, throw the market away. Even other policemen, his colleagues, will asking this man, what this woman did to you? Why whenever you come, you always after this woman? Before the last day, when he shot the daughter.
In the meantime, the Commissioner of Police, Hakeem Odumosu, said 2 police officers fell short of professional standards. 6 days after her death, it is not clear when the suspected killers will be charged. One of the 2 officers, an Assistant Superintendent of Police, Theophilus Otobo, is yet to appear at the Force Disciplinary Board in Abuja before their recommendation will be forwarded to Police Commission for approval. The other, Inspector Oguntubo Olamigoke, is still undergoing orderly room trial at the Provost Department of the Police Command. Tina's family members, who were eyewitnesses, have also appeared before the in-house court and have given their testimonies. Tina is not the only victim. There's been another shooting of a policeman by another on Lagos Island. The policeman was seconded to the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Accounts of this incident said an argument preceded the act of killing the officer.
My spirit reject pollution in the name of Jesus Christ. Instead of polluting my spirit, take me home in the name of Jesus Christ. Take me home in the name of Jesus Christ.
This video was trending and captured the moments that the argument began. It has been suggested that there may be a nexus between trigger-happy policemen and their psychological being. It appears in Lagos we are having some cases of extrajudicial killings. We have that of Tina Ezekwe, we have the one that happened in Ikotun, and we also have even officers, shooting at each other. Why are we having these cases?
What I think we had were some isolated incidents that naturally as humans, you can't rule them out 100% in life. You can't have a 100% perfect situation anywhere. Once in a while, you may have an issue that you need to address or learn from it, because these are human beings from different backgrounds, and those cases also happen under different circumstances. The first picture that was painted, is the inspector that opened fire. The stray bullet from his fire hit Tina, who was in the other side too, but investigation showed that it's beyond that. Yes, the inspector opened fire on a vehicle, but he was not the one. It's not his fire that shot Tina, it was the fire of the second person, Theophilus. Yes, Theophilus. That is why 2 of them are in custody. Inspector 2 shot. Theophilus also shot. The normal process now is, we were not there when it happened. So every officer must account for his action in the field. That is where there is accountability in the process, in the system. He is an adult, he is trained, and he must explain what happened. We will also find out from evidence available what actually transpired. That is the essence of investigation, which is the first stage, that's the first step that we took, apart from trying to save the life of the 2 by taking them to hospital, taking over the medical expenses. That man survived, Tina eventually died, but all the medical expenses were borne by the police, not by their families. We got the accounts of those officers in the field, we got the account of witnesses, so the state CID helped us out with that. They took that step, and at the end of the investigation, the officers were indicted because their actions fell short of professional standards. Now, their report is out. That pave way for the next stage, which is administrative procedures. I keep on telling people too, the uniform we are wearing did not make us more humans, did not also immune us from falling sick. So that other case, he is a normal human being and fell sick. He is still in hospital. Our doctors are still taking care of him. He is fine. He is normal. But he fell sick. And you can't ask nature why. Why did the body break down at that moment? Because he is a human being. But what we do regularly is checking them. That is why when they come for duty, they are checked in the morning. Before they are even given their firearms, they check them to see their health condition. If he appears sick, he will be asked to go and take care of himself. That's why we have police hospitals everywhere to take care of the health needs of our officers. Then regularly, again, officers go around on what we call visiting around to check them. If they see that they are not feeling fine, you can't force a sick police officer to carry out duties because first, it is harmful to himself and also harmful to others. So he must be safe, he must be fine to be able to protect others. So once we notice that, he will be moved to the police facility, medical facility to take care of his health. Others will now replace him on duty. So that is also helpful.
How often do your men go for psychological evaluation?
Minimum once in a year, every officer must go through the general check. General check. Then every quarter, an officer also must go through checks in the medical facility. The MPF made it mandatory for officers to go through those checks. That is how we have those dedicated medical facilities for the police alone.
Now to the FCT, where the residents of Wumba, a suburb in Abuja, are still reeling in shock after the body of a 55-year-old woman was exhumed from a septic tank by those suspected to have killed her. The suspects, 3 brothers, are being held by the police in Abuja. They led detectives to this house where the body of the 55-year-old mother of 5 was found buried under the septic tank. We must warn you that this report contains scenes with disturbing images.
It pans out like a crime thriller. The setting is Wumba, a suburb in the Abuja Municipal Area Council. Police detectives are investigating the case of a missing woman who was last seen on the 14th of May. The suspects led the detectives to this house. They are made to dig into the foundation of this extension.
Let me take this letter.
How many feet is it? I need to use this bag. It turns out there is no foundation but a septic tank.
It's okay,
Digging further, the body of the 55-year-old mother of 5 is found buried underneath the septic tank. The discovery affirms the murder case the police have against the 3 brothers who are being held as suspects. News of the finding went round the community, triggering anger among the residents. According to the police, Mrs. Janet Ogbonna was killed after the eldest of the suspects, whom she met on Facebook, invited her over. After killing the woman, the suspects demanded a 5 million naira ransom from her family, pretending she was alive. Her car was later sold off.
In my nearly 2.5 decades of being a cop, I've never seen a crime scene that has been so gruesome as what we saw in Wumba. The perpetrators of that crime were very deliberate. They took very measured steps at every point in time to ensure not only the success of the crime, but also the proper concealing of the crime and proper obliteration of every trace of evidence.
Investigations leading to their arrest began after the victim's son reported the matter to the police. The discovery by the police is coming at a time there are growing calls for the prosecution of suspects involved in sexual crime against women, especially rape.
That's our program today. Thanks for watching. You can send in eyewitness pictures and videos to our email address and social media handles. It's coming up on your screen now. I'm Ivy Kano. I'll be back same time next week.